Hull is lucky. Hull and the East Riding have many characters. Few, though, more characterful than my guest today in the Business Lounge. Mally Welburn has a story to tell that he has already told through 3 books, but he's not backward in coming forward, and it's very good to see you.
Well, nice to see you, Blair. Nice to see you instead of hearing you.
It makes a change, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
oh yeah.
Tell me first, though, how everything started for you, because you, we'll come on to your business life now, which is really flourishing now.
Yeah.
But you had problems as a kid, didn't you?
Oh, big star, Blair. Yeah, big star. I'm one of 8 lads, and I'm a twin as well. The old man should have bred rabbits. He did in the end, to be honest. And it was a traumatic childhood. You know what I mean? A lot of violence. Son of a fisherman. And my dad was a really, really big man, you know, Blair, and we used to witness him, can I say, beating my loving mother up, and we had to stand to attention while I was watching all that. And I was glad to go away in the children's homes and, you know, and get away for 3 or 4 years. Well, he took more to my twin brother than he did to myself, all for the colour of my skin, I believed at the time, because I was the darkest out of all of us, and I'm a twin, and he used to say, "You're not man," and I'm a twin, and it was strange. It was a really, really tough, hard upbringing, and it was my mother that suffered really. But then you go in and out of 8 of us, 6 of us was in children's homes, and we all followed in each other's footsteps. And there was the best years of my life, to be honest, from the age of 10 to 14. And then when you come out of the approved schools, you're coming back to the flock, so to speak. They'd moved house by the time I'd got home. I didn't even know where we lived. It was like Home Alone, and got back home, and it was nightmare, absolute nightmare, Blair, absolutely. And at the age of 15, 16, I ran away from home, all through a shopping experience, and then I slept on the fish docks. And at the age of 15 and a half, I went on the trawlers, and from the age of 15 to 30 years of age. Mm-hmm. I lived the life of a fisherman on and off, and I started to become a bit like my dad, to be honest, because I started going on the drink and on the booze, and you know what I mean. There's no man could knock me down apart from my father, and it was stand up and fight or lay down and be beaten, and you get a reputation.
So you fought?
Oh, fought many a fight, Blair. And I'm not proud of the fact. I was this size when I was at school, funny enough, and then you'd get the school bully come and pick on you, you know, and it was. I beat the school bully, and then another school bully would come and pick on you, then another one, and you become that target, mm-hmm. and it follows you through your life. And then the way of a fisherman, you came home from sea, you'd get drunk, you'd go into fights, and then the next thing you know, the winner of the fight is always the loser in the law, because you end up in the prison cells and you end up going to prison. And I ended up doing 18 months in prison for fighting, a serious assault. And then you come back home again. I got married, and I lost my marriage through drink. My dad was feared by many a grown man, you know, Blair. And I mean, he was 6'6", and he was built like a barn door. And when he did it, yeah, you bounced off all them walls, and you had to stand to attention, you know, and stop frowning. You know, frowning. What's frowning when you're 6 years of age? You know, what's frowning? And then when I got to the age of the magic age of 40, because the fishing industry collapsed, as you know. I was a fisherman. I got to the dizzy heights of second mate, mm-hmm. and I used my head, which I didn't know. I had a brain at one time, you know, and I went on a course, a navigational course, and I'm proud to say I got 99.9% on a radar observer's course, so I can navigate a ship anywhere in the world, seriously. And I got to be an officer, a leader of men.
Did that surprise you that you had that capability for doing that? Bearing in mind the charge you'd had, you were never sort of given chances then, were you?
You don't know you've got it, Blair, do you? Till you set your mind to it. The people say you've got to set your mind to things in life, haven't you? And I think if you set your mind out, set your stall out, set your goal out, you know, you can achieve things in life, can't you? And sometimes you feel as though you're set back in life, and all these obstacles that are put in your way, and you feel like an outcast sometimes, a social outcast. When my way of life was drink, and then at the age of 40, you know, I just decided, I said, right, I'm going to stop drinking, and after that, that 40th birthday, I stopped drinking, and to this day now, and I'm 53 now, I ain't touched a drop of alcohol since, which is one of the proudest things I'm really proud of. You know, I've got the love of my daughters, I've got the love of my son, so I'm as happy as can be.
You got your family back, if you like, your
Yeah,
daughters
yeah,
and your
that's
son
right, yeah,
back. But
yeah.
from the age of 40 then, what happened? Because how did you go about, A, building the businesses and B, rebuilding your life?
That was the next step. I had this pound in my pocket and I was unemployed, etc., etc. And I thought, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? And I saw this kid dragging some pallets, some big wooden pallets, 14-foot, 20-foot wooden pallets from East Yorkshire glazing. Big pallets, Blair. And you could get 8 foot 4x4 posts on that. So try saying that when you've had a drink.
Yeah.
Right? 8 foot 4x4 posts, right? And 20 or 30 14-foot planks. And I was saying to him, what are you doing with them? He said, I pay £1 a piece for them, £1 a piece. And I sell the posts for £3, £4 for fencing. And I knew the managing director. And I said, can I have them pallets? And he went, Mally, take the lot. And I thought, right, I'm going to set a business up. I had £1 in my pocket, and I thought, right, I'm going to set a business up. So I went to Habak on Beverley Road, opposite Old Daily Mail. Habak is whole area business advice centre. And they pointed me in the right directions to set a business up with this little nugget I had in there. And I ended up getting, and the doors wouldn't open at the beginning. Nobody wanted to open the doors because A, it was Mally Welburn, B, this is what I felt anyway, it was Mally Welburn, B, he's been in prison, B, you know what I mean, he's been blacklisted, he's got now, and I had this business idea. And I was banging on all these doors, and then Kevin O'Connor, the Irish guy from Habak, real nice guy, he said to me, Mally, go lobby your MP, go see Alan Johnson. So I got on my bike, not literally, but I got on my bike, spent my door money, and I went to London, and I got in Westminster. I escorted Glenda Jackson and Rolla Lenson, and I got in, and I got to meet Alan Johnson. And Alan Johnson opened all these doors, and then I got this yard off the council, and I employed 10 men. And I got on Kilroy, but the Robert Kilroy show, does prisoners deserve a second chance in life? I'd say yes, depending on what the crime is. So we all deserve a second chance in life, depending on what the crime is. And with appearing on the Robert Kilroy show, within 8 months, Blair, I was back on his show after employing 6 people, paying tax, national insurance, the lot, instead of robbing, do you know what I mean, going out there and pinching a bit of scrap and claiming your dole and doing this, that and the other. I'd got a legitimate business.
And what were you doing? What was that business doing?
With these pallets, with all these big pallets, I'd got all these pallets, and I was it was like Rumpelstiltskin. I had these men that could turn wood into gold, and there was turning, bear in mind, I was getting my raw product for nought. So I was getting all this wood, so I was stripping the pallets, and they was turning them into garden furniture, to sheds, to gazebos. We was flying, absolutely flying. 1999, 2000, I was runner-up entrepreneur of the year. I turned over in my first year just short of £500,000 with 10 men. And there was all lads off the estate. We've given them all a chance each, and there's some good lads on the estates, that just got given the opportunities sometimes. And 2001, Blair, 2001, the foot and mouth disease came. And when the foot and mouth disease came, instead of me getting all these pallets given, some other entrepreneur had gone in and said, we'll give you £20-30 a pallet, because the government was buying them to burn the sheep with. So I had to lay 8 men off, so I was back down to 2 men. I was at the lowest point of my life at this time, And then I thought, a changing room in a shed. And then I came up with this idea. And then, before you know it, I'd got another 8 men back into work. I'd got artists working for me. I'd networked with Hull FC and Hull City, and Hull FC allowed me to do a raffle. We sold 18,000 tickets. Hull FC got £8,000 out of it towards the community development. I met Bobby Robson, Sir Bobby Robson. His charity got £1,000 out of it. We was absolutely buzzing and flying and all like that. I started getting, sorry for tapping, I started to get carried away. I started to get directors and shareholders and all like that. Oh, it was a nightmare, Blair.
And you were making sheds?
I was making...
Of people's dressing rooms, of football teams and
It's not a shed.
Right.
It's a dream. And for those people that are watching out there, let me just tell you the concept and the idea of my dream. Right, it just looks like a shed, a garden shed. But it's where that fanatical football fan can escape to. So when he comes home at the end of the day, be it a man or a woman or a child, they can escape to the bottom of the shed right? And they go inside of it, Blair. This is what the FA, the Football Association, can you zoom in there, Mr. Cameraman? This is what the FA rung me up and said, you can't go hanging shirts up in a shed. I said, they're not hung up. They're
So
hand-painted.
that is the inside of that.
That's
is
it,
what
yeah.
you're saying.
So when you open the door, you're in fantasy land. You're in your all-time favourite football club's change room. On this occasion, this is the England changing room. This is a representation of the change room. This is a representation of the shares, of the footballers. So you go in there and you sit underneath there and you've got a DVD, a drinks cabinet and a telly. It's all Nikkei registered, all you know, the electricians are all being tested, etc., etc. And the idea of it is to offer it to all the clubs on the website as a unique raffle prize, so they can win it, and whoever wins it can design whatever they want inside, whatever football team they want. You know, I was a bit naive, because you can be naive. I didn't know anything about shareholders, directors, limited company, etc., etc. And I put my trust in faith in some people that you thought you could trust and I put shares in his name. I put all my shares in his name. And he started putting shares in somebody else's name, etc., etc. In the eyes of the law in a company, in the directors, the one who has the most shares tells you which direction you're going. It cost me a place on the Dragon's Den. You know, I went for the Dragon's Den with my dream, with my football shed idea, and I got shortlisted. And the concept of the Dragon's Den, where you've got the 5 multi-millionaires, Peter Jones and Theo and Duncan Bannatyne, I've met them all. And the Dragons loved it, the producers and everybody, they loved it. Said, oh, we'll put you on the show. How many shares are you going to give us? So I said, I'll give you 60% of my business. Yeah, I'll give 60%, not 15, 20. I don't mind having 40% of something that's going to be massive instead of 100% of nothing. You know, that was my plan. They said, all right then. I goes back home, had a board meeting, I said, right, I'm giving 60%. No, you're not. You're not even going on telly. So it was back to square one again.
How long ago is this? How long are we talking? What year?
2005.
Right.
2005. It was actually 2004. You know, I had the foot and mouth was 2001. 2002 I came up with the idea. 2003 we got the first football shed raffled up with Hull FC as a test case, and then in 2005 it all fell apart, and I was living in this derelict building. I'd lost everything. The bailiffs was walking in on me. My daughter said to me, why don't you go for Big Brother, Dad? You'd be all right on Big Brother. You get 3 meals a day. I said, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind going on Big Brother, and you live in a nice house. So I went, and there again, I got shortlisted again for Big Brother. Got through all the, you had to jump through all these hoops and all like that. I'd jump throughout, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to market and promote my dream. If I got an opportunity to get on the television, on the papers, on the radio, the media, you know, you can use them. You've got friends in there that know where you're going and they've got a bit of empathy for you. You know, it's marketing at the end of the day. And I got shortlisted for Big Brother. And they said they'd get back in touch, but I didn't get on. And then the bailiffs was coming in, and they was just about to take the computer away from me, you know, Blair, and I'd lost everything. And they was just about to say, I said, oh, can I just click on the computer, please? I sold him a shed in the end, a £300 shed. I think I sold him for £100, you know, just get some. That's how I really was rock bottom, you know what I mean? But you still have your pride. You're proud before I fall. So I clicked on my thing and it said, dear Mally, this is Endemol, the makers of Big Brother. There's a new game show coming out called Deal or No Deal, and we think you're suitable for it. And I thought, oh, what is it? And I checked it out, and it was opening cardboard boxes on television, and you can win a lot of money. And I thought, oh, I'll go for that. Oh, we think you're suitable. We'd like you to come for an audition in Leeds. So I went. Never had no money, Blair. I got a mate to drop me off, and I went and to cut a long story short, you play a few little games, and they asked you, you know, one of them said there was 50 of us went for the audition, and then you played all your daft little games, and they said, right, we want you all to go out the room, and we want you to come back in, and you've got 1 minute on camera to tell us why we should put you on Deal or No Deal. 1 minute. So I went over to the producer, I said, excuse me, is there any chance I can have a bit longer than a minute, please? Do you know what I mean? So they said, oh yeah, we'll interview you. Everybody outside was going, my name's John, my name's Rita. So Mally Welburn come in, and I gets in the corner and they put the big camera on me. So right then, Mally, if you won 10 pence, because the prize was 250,000 or a penny, if you won 10 pence, what would you do with the 10 pence? I said, I'd buy 10 pence worth of blackjacks or mojos, them little sweets. I said, if you won £100,000, what would you do with it? I'd plough it into my dream. What's your dream? I said, how long have we got? She said, what's your dream? 35 minutes later, Blair, a bit longer than this, right? I was telling her I was living in the caravan and I was all haunted and all that. She said, oh, stop, money, I'll wet myself. I went, ah, yeah, they all say that. Yeah. But anyway, to cut a long story short, she said, oh, you're the best we've had today. I said, yeah, you've got the, you know. And I got on the show and I met Noel Edmonds and all like that. And I was the first guy to carry the £250,000. You get these boxes, you know, and you pick a box with a ping pong ball. And I was the first man to carry the £250,000 to the table. And I took £54,000 out of the game. And the £54,000, it was a lifesaver. But more importantly, was the experience of being on television, being on the show, was the biggest experience that you could ever bring. It is an absolutely fantastic experience.
What did you do with that £54,000?
This is what I'm getting to now, Blair. I come on and I paid all my debts back. I've got no friends left now because I've paid them all back. And I started to do my memoirs. Is it your memoirs, do they call them? And I wrote this book. I did it all with one finger, you know, because I couldn't do the computer. I was tapping away, just so much while the nights away and all like that. And then it was one of your co-presenters, Paul Hartley, who said to me, Mally, why don't you get your book printed? You know, because I was drip-feeding him the story. So he said, it's a fascinating story. So I sent it out to a couple of publishers and they wouldn't touch it because of the libel and things that was allegedly supposed to be in it. So I paid for it myself, Blair, 20 odd grand to get my first book out there. And I got 10,000 copies done. And it went very, very well. And it was part one of a trilogy. And it was, never mind Harry Potter, it's Mally the Rotter. The first book was Mally the Boy Who Flew for Winters, which was early recollections of what it's like to be the son of a fisherman, one of 8 lads. How he comes through all this adversity in life and comes through the other end. Takes us to the age of 17 of sleeping on the fish stocks. And then the second book was Mally the Rebel without a pause on the James Dean theme. I never used to listen. That went very, very well. And the third book was Mally the Man Who Learnt to Open Doors. And you know, there's different ways to go through doors in life now, isn't there? You know, and I got them out there. This was all over a period of 3 to 4 years, which fetches really up to the present time. And I'm back on my dream, my football shed idea, because I took time out there to get all the shares back. I had to get all the shares back off all the other directors, which I'm glad to say I got all the shares back. And everything's a bit more amicable now. Are you with me? And now I do a lot of mentoring in the schools now, and I get more joy and more pleasure out of inspiring the kids today.
Is that because you didn't get it when you were young?
Maybe so, yeah. Well, they didn't have it in our age, did they, Blair?
No, but I mean from your parents.
I had the most loving mother you could ever wish for.
Very briefly, where would you like to see Mally Welburn in 5 years' time?
I've never been so happy in my life and content at this moment in time, Blair, seriously. Where would I like to be in 5 years' time? It's a good question, isn't it? It's a good question. In the same place where I am now, to be honest, because I'm quite content. I'd like to see this business, what I'm chasing now, my dream, to flourish. You've got to have that vision, and I have the vision, and I can see that. So I'm at the stage now where I'm pulling it together now. So yeah, without running around like an headless chicken, because in the early days you're running around, and you've got to. And I'm at the planning stage now, planning and costings, plan.
So you're learning all over again, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Listen, a day without learning is a day wasted. That's what they're saying, it, Blair.
I better let you get on with your day then.
Cheers, mate.
Very sick. Mally Welburn, there we are.
Thank
He's
you.
been there, done it, and even sung about it.
Yeah.